Fall is in the air. It's everywhere. It's coming, folks. It's coming. It's going to be a little bit warm for the rest of the week, maybe, but after that, I mean, you can sort of feel it.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm John Gray, and this is Just Plain Living.
Hello, John. And
Hello,
Burton.
Peggy Burton. Nice to meet you.
Is that you, Jim Fuller?
I wanted to meet you for years. I've heard so
know.
many good things about you.
How are you?
I'm good.
I see you're all decked out here for football.
Well, you know, it's football season, and we do the John Olive fifth quarter show. This is our 27th year.
That's wonderful.
And I just wanted everybody to remember that and realize that we do that every Saturday morning at 9 o'clock, and then that show replays at 8:30 on Saturday night and 3 o'clock on Sunday. And this week, because look at these two helmets, Tullahoma and Coffee County, it's Coffee Pot game.
Yeah.
Coffee pot
big
game. It gets more exciting every year, doesn't it?
We've been doing that for what, Jimmy, probably 70, 80 years?
I know
Yeah,
it
it's
was,
been-
I
it's
know it
been
was
a
going
long
on when I
time,
was in
yeah.
high school.
Long time.
Coffee County's got a new coach this year.
Yes, they do.
So
Yes, they do. Of course, that's pretty common for them to have a new coach.
it is.
You know, John and I were
And hey,
talking.
you said we've been doing this show for 27 years, and we started this show with John Olive.
With John Olive.
So
Did you
he's
really?
been here, yeah.
And
He's been as
we've
long
had
as you
one
have.
coach, and they've probably had 10 in that time,
Yeah.
or 6 or 7. They've had a lot. But that's the way
That's the way the ball
business
bounces.
goes, you
Oh,
know.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But that'll be played in Manchester. We played against Shelbyville this last week and played a good ball game. We lost 14-7, but one of their touchdowns was a blocked punt that they ran in. So you take that specialty play away, we 7-7 football
7-7
game.
football,
So
yeah.
and they have a very good football team. So our
Yes,
young
they do,
men
yeah.
played well.
Right.
And it's football time this weekend. I think the college games.
Yeah,
there
they
were a
do.
couple of college games last weekend, and then this weekend I think everybody.
Everybody's out there playing ball.
Well, and I say this weekend, it's probably on ESPN. It probably start about Wednesday. You know, to get all of these different
Yeah.
SEC conferences to get a little bit of visibility on television. They'll probably start on Wednesday with
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
some of these smaller conferences.
Is
in
Tullahoma
basketball.
looking good this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
That's great.
They're doing good. They'll be fine.
They returned several of the key players this year, didn't they?
Yeah, and it's a learning experience. Shelbyville's line was huge, and they have one kid that's already signed to UT, and our line is, we have some big boys on the line, but they're sophomores.
Right.
We have one senior on each side of the line.
That's
And the
tough,
rest of
yeah.
them are juniors and sophomores. And
Yeah.
so, hey, that's how you learn to
They
play.
gotta grow.
And,
Sure.
Yeah. They're big
And
and
they
strong.
will. They will.
But they're not, they don't have their feet underneath them real good yet. So,
Right.
but we played well, and we will continue. One thing John Olive does that, among the many things that he does, because I think he's just an exceptional man, and I was very proud to have my son play ball for him.
He's a great example.
He's a great example, but his mission for these kids, and he preaches it to them every week in the huddle after the game, is grow. We get better. The only way we can do well is if we learn from our mistakes and we grow and get better every week. And as you have young people who haven't been in the trenches before, they go, oh yeah, this is what this is about. Oh yeah, I need to be a little faster. Oh yeah, I need to listen to what the coach says. Oh yeah.
Then one day they're on the winning team,
and
wow,
they do.
Yeah,
they get better.
They
They
get
get better and
excited.
stronger. Another thing about our young men is we're not the biggest. Now we have a couple of kids that can run, but we don't usually have the speed that other teams have. But we're smarter, and we are always in better shape than the teams we play. And into the third quarter and fourth quarter against Shelbyville, there was one of them dropping down, cramping up
Oh, really?
every other play. And I didn't see us have one. Maybe if we had one, that would be it.
Yeah.
Cramp, because we're in better shape than the people we play.
Yeah, and no matter what the level of your talent, that's something you can.
You can
fix.
affect that.
Yeah, you can affect that. How good a
Exactly.
shape
You
you're
can't
in.
you can't coach speed, but you can certainly get your kids in shape to play.
Right.
which I think is one of the most important things.
And they never quit. They
just
could have
keep-
quit in that ball
They keep
game.
pushing on.
They could have quit in that ball game. And they didn't. And that's one of the traits that they have had through the years that John Olive has been there. So they don't quit.
Right.
They play ball.
He's a good
You know, and
coach.
it had to be tough keeping those kids up and focused when they went through 2 years without a win there, you know.
That's
Yeah.
hard.
You know,
That's
but look
really
look
hard.
what happened the next
Oh, yeah,
year.
but
you
I
know.
mean-
they grew up.
Every program goes like this,
Right.
maybe except Alabama and Clemson.
Yeah.
Well, in the high school, there's not much you can do to keep that from happening. You know?
No. It depends on.
If you're in college, I mean, you can recruit better than
Yeah.
Alabama does.
Right.
Oh, yeah,
You
oh,
got
yeah.
money to lay out.
Yeah, you got a lot of money to spend.
High school people don't do that.
No,
Yeah.
no. Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, I can remember when Shelbyville had all those state championship teams. All those girls didn't grow up in Shelbyville.
You think they went out
Basketball
and drug
Well, they'd find a girl out in Texas, and all of a sudden his daddy'd get a job in Shelbyville.
That seems
That's
unfair.
not recruiting. That's just
It sounds
it's
illegal.
well. I mean, the guy got a job.
Yeah, nobody. That really wasn't a violation of the rules, I
No.
guess, because they just simply have to live in that
They have to
town.
live
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's right.
And of course, to live there, you got to have
So
a
they
job
have to
there.
have-
And
job,
we have
yeah.
some. We have some. We had a kid over in I think at Giles County or one of them that was his home was in Alabama or Georgia, and he was staying up here with an
Staying.
aunt, you know, or somebody that wasn't. I don't know. Might not even have been kin to him, but he was playing, and I think they finally got caught on that deal over there. So they forfeited a bunch of games.
When I was little, I lived with my grandparents most of the time, so I could go to a little bit bigger school because the schools weren't very big back then.
Yeah.
So anyway, that
But they weren't
works.
bringing you there because they knew you were going to end up in New York singing.
oh no, they
You know,
knew I
yeah,
would.
but see, these kids get brought for a purpose.
I know, I understand.
There's a big
yeah.
difference there.
Life.
Life.
Yeah.
I wrote something yesterday. You want to hear it?
I want to hear it. Yeah.
Fuller might not like this.
What's the name of
Why
it?
wouldn't I like it?
No, I'm just kidding. The name of it is Statesman. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me. There's nothing but politicians left in Washington, D.C., hunting the deals for their pockets to gild. None go back to a job or home to plow a field. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me. It seems public service is long gone away, and personal political gain is here to stay. If some have money when they win, I don't care. The problem's the ones who get rich while they're there. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me. There's nothing but politicians left in Washington, D.C. They represent themselves, could care less about us. Re-election's their goal while we live under the bus. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me. Term limits is the only way to make all this stop, but they'll never vote for that. They're living at the top. All we can do is vote for honest women and men and hope we'll see statesmen in Washington again. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me. There's nothing but politicians left in Washington, D.C. Where have the statesmen gone? Oh my, oh me.
Where have all the statesmen
Statesmen gone.
Long time passing.
Yeah, they're long time past. I don't know. I just felt compelled.
There's some good
Actually,
people
that
in
was pretty
Washington. Yeah,
That was pretty good.
it was
Yeah, I mean,
pretty
it's
good.
not talking about either side
I
or
know,
anything.
you're just
It's just the
making a
fact that
point.
it's just the fact that this country was founded on people who did public service.
Right.
And it wasn't a job. It was public service, and they went and they did the best they could to make decisions for their constituents and for this country. Then they went back home and went to work.
Yeah,
You know, they
that's
had
true,
a mercantile, or they had a farm, or they did something. They didn't depend on being a politician for their living.
for the rest of their but they tried
And
to
that's
do
what we need to sort of get back to that, but the only way to do it is with term limits, and who's going to vote themselves out of that deal?
I know, because I won't get into it.
Yeah, but that's just
Well, you're right about that. And there are some who would argue that we do have term limits because people get to vote on them. And
they vote on the people who raise the most money and they
that's
see
the key.
on television.
I was getting into that. That's the key, though. It takes so much money to do that.
And I think that's sad.
You know,
don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
It should be on the integrity of the individual and the.
So there's no way it's a
have-
level playing
Right.
field. I mean,
Oh no, and a lot of people are. Who was that last night on the board meeting? Jackie Duncan was talking about seeing a young lady that asked her about voting, and she said, "Oh, I don't vote. There's nothing I can't do anything about all that stuff."
Right.
And there's a lot of people who've given up
Yeah.
and don't
And that's too bad.
and that's a sad
That's
situation.
really a sad
that
situation.
people don't think that what they do makes any difference.
But it
And
does.
to me, I think that the way that we make America great again, if you want to use that term, is one little town at a time. And when you can vote and you can go out every day and do something to make where you live a better place to be. And that's the only way to do it. We can't affect, other than going and pulling a lever.
Sure.
We can't affect what the people do in big government, but we can affect what happens around us.
And then hopefully by
And it
making
happens
an
in other little
impact,
towns.
the ripple goes on
Yeah.
and on.
Yeah. So
and catches on. So let's
that's
try
my
to be.
my stump, and I'm standing on it.
You're good.
I don't know about that, but I'm honest. I try to be.
I know.
Well, you know,
I
and
think so.
I've seen cases where you can affect it on the state level, and I'll talk about the bingo thing. It was reflected bad on my reputation because a lot of people thought that I was supporting something illegal gambling entity there.
By doing-
But bingo was legal, and we
Yeah.
were trying to get people to follow the law. There was a lot of corruption there, but we were able to keep ourselves and our compadres in the American Legion in the bingo business for quite some time because we had an organization who went to the state and constantly pushed for legitimate changes which would make people follow the law. That's all we were asking.
That's all
for.
you want is to follow the law.
What you were is that's a perfect example of a statesman. You left home and went up there for a purpose to get the people who run government to help with this purpose. Then you came home and went to work.
Oh yeah.
You didn't stay up there
Well,
and lavish yourself in the luxuries
You
of
can't really
political
live
corruption.
on what a state senator or
of
state
course you can't.
representative
Of
makes.
course you
know.
can't. So see, you're a perfect example
Yeah.
of what it needs to be nationally for everybody, not just the ones who are going. Every one of them that goes up there needs to be going for a purpose.
Yeah,
of coming back home.
it's a little discerning when you have congressmen who go up there and their net worth might be $100,000 and 15 years later they're worth $25 million.
Yeah.
I know.
Where does that come from?
I'd like to have that job.
Yeah, how did that
Hey,
happen?
I'm glad we have this job, and we have flawlessly, quickly gone through the useless drivel segment of this show, and we are going to be back in just a moment with some great guests, and we have a lot of wonderful advertisers who have supported us for 27 years. So if you go into one of their businesses, thank them for what they do locally and buy something. We'll be back in a minute.
Clayton has been Tullahoma's family shoe store for over 100 years with a reputation for fashion and personal service. And the tradition continues today. Stop by Clayton and see our large selection of fine shoes.
We're gonna fit your style. We're gonna make you smile. Service and quality at Clayton Shoe Store. We're gonna fit your style.
Don't stop believing, Tullahoma. Faithfully, Tullahoma Parks and Rec is excited to welcome back Journey Resurrection, a Journey tribute band that will perform free for the public Friday, September the 6th at Fraser McEwen Park at 7 p.m. The wheel in the sky will keep on turning, so bring your chairs and blankets. Cold drinks and food will be on hand, and you can have it any way you want it. We'll see you there, rain or shine. Resurrection, a Journey tribute band in Tullahoma. Friday, September 6th at Fraser McEwen Park.
Keith Barnett here at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC in Winchester. Select Silverados will receive supplier pricing and $6,500 in rebates only at Russell Barnett Chevrolet GMC on the Bypass in Winchester, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Talking history about this and that. It's Conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Hello, everyone. I'm John Rickman.
And this is Pat Welch, and we're here today, John, for segment 54 of the Conversation with John and Pat. It's been pointed out by production that we now have over a year's worth of shows. In fact, this will be 2 weeks past a year. 52 weeks in a year, John.
This song I'm going to sing is based off of a Bible verse, 1 Thessalonians 4:16, and it was written by Mr. Black back in 1893 when the roll is called up yonder.
But let's, whoa. The song was written by Mr. Black. The verse was been written by the Apostle Paul.
Well, I'm not going to argue with that. But it wasn't written just the way, but it transcends, the message comes through the chorus.
No, it's...
I'll have to read and make sure I'm correct on that. When the trumpet of the Lord shall call and time will be no more, and the morning breaks eternal, bright and fair. When the saved of earth shall gather over on the other shore, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Let us labor for the Master from the dawn till setting sun. Let us think of all His wondrous love and care. And when all of life is over and our work on here is done, and the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. That's a good old song.
That is a good song,
Been around
John.
a
long time.
Since 1893, but you said, the New Testament does, it was first.
Correct.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
We're talking about the first Little League state championship team, and that occurred 1984.
82. Was it 2 or 4? 4. 84.
84.
Yeah.
I've got an article here, and we'll mention the boys on that team in the first row. Temple Bowling, Wayne Bird, Danny Riddle, Stacy Smith, Tracy Smith, Todd Branch, Patrick Cushman. Back row, Coach Jackie Revis, Chris Rickman, Sean Elrod, Vondell Hickerson, Gary Phillips, Craig Revis, Ted Farrell, Clyde Petty, and manager Charles Riddle. Great team. They went on to the Southeastern Conference play, I believe it was in Florida, St. Petersburg, I think.
Yeah.
And they were a great team. Jackie Revis was, of course, a great coach. And you and I can do his voice pretty good, can't we, Pat? When we really concentrate. Yeah. And Pat, he's a great Christian man. Good man. So fine. and has a lot to do with your FCA here. And
Though he lives in Murfreesboro in Florida now, anytime that Fellowship of Christian Athletes has an event, and we had a fundraiser, I guess 3 weeks ago now, he blew in there like a Tasmanian devil and emptied his pockets, I can tell you that.
One person I'd like to make reference to, and Pat and I will talk about him a little bit, is Charles Riddle over there on the right. The gentleman, a little taller than Jackie, and he is absolutely a gentleman. His wife passed away, and then Ann Danewood, husband, passed away, and Charles and Ann married.
You would have known Ann because Ann taught at East.
Yes, she was
while you were
fine,
over there. She was
fine.
a great lady.
But something about Charles Riddle that some of you may know and may not know, that he had 4 sons. And Danny, third from the left on the front row, is his son, Danny, number 11. And but he had 4 sons at one time, and there was a tragic automobile accident in Tullahoma where he had 3 sons killed. Those 3 sons. Danny was the only one.
They were parked or stopped at a stoplight, and somebody came about 70 or 80 miles an hour from behind and hit them without braking and killed them. Horrible tragedy. In fact, when they went out, Danny was planning on going with them, and right at the last minute decided not to go, or he would have lost all of his sons.
I guess what we'll talk about here is how a man keeps going with his faith, no matter what.
Yeah, we can. He and Ann, I went to church with, and Charles is a quiet, real steady kind of guy, and I taught and still teach high school Sunday school and have for a while, and I had a lesson coming up, and the guide wanted me to find somebody in the church that had faced a lot of tough situations, but as an influence to your students, had not overcome it, but been able to live with it, and has faith and strengthened him during those times. And so I thought about Charles. So I called him up, and he seemed fine about it, and said, well, we need to have you there at 10:30, Charles. He said, I'll be there. And they said, this is the first time I have done this, but I believe I can do it. So next Sunday, 10:30 came, and it wasn't any Charles, and about 10 more minutes later, there wasn't any Charles. So I called the house, and Ann answered the phone, and she knew what was going on, of course, immediately. And she said, Pat, he won't be able to come. And I said, I'm so sorry. And she said, well, he left, but he got about halfway there and was just overcome with emotion and had to come back. But I told my class, most of which this class normally meets between 2 services, and I go to early service, but most of the class being teenagers goes to second service, and Charles and Ann did too. And I told my class, I said, he can't make it, but I'll tell you as a living testimony to this man's faith, I bet he'll be there in about 20 more minutes. And sure enough, he came in there, and then it made a dent on my students, and he never had to say a word. Yeah. Great guy, great family, great people.
What more can you say after a story like that?
Yeah.
And I hope someone that sees this maybe will pass this on to Ann and Charles. And let them know.
They're living in Nashville now, I believe. In fact, I have not seen them in 4 or 5 years, and this is going to make me try to seek them out and check back with them. Yeah,
that's good. That's segment 54, Pat.
54 with a somber one, but one that we hope strengthens people. And if management will let us be back, we're coming back for 55. Thank you.
Talking history about this and that. It's conversations with John and Pat. With John and Pat. With John and Pat.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Hello, this is Janie Price. When my husband Ray Price would tour across the country, his favorite place to dine was Cracker Barrel Old Country Store locations. His favorite thing to order was the Uncle Herschel.
And the beauty of it all is forever. You'll be holding me too.
I miss Ray dearly, and I'm so proud that his last album, Beauty Is the Final Sessions, is available at his favorite restaurant.
A love affair to remember.
The project includes a duet with Martina McBride and harmony vocals from Vince Gill. Ray believed this to be the best recording he had ever made.
Oh, I wish I was 18 again.
I think you'll agree when you pick up your copy of Beauty Is the Final Sessions at a Cracker Barrel Old Country Store location near you or at crackerbarrel.com.
An annual event started in 1939 will continue when the World Grand Championship celebration will once again be held in Shelbyville, Tennessee at the Celebration Arena. Each year, people come from all over the world to contend for the coveted honor of being crowned World Grand Champion. From the wonderful flat shod to the exciting performance horse, they will fill the ring with the breed's best of the best. The celebration supports local charities, and this year they are asking everyone to come out and support the largest nonprofit event in Middle Tennessee and the charities that depend on this event to fund their cause. Come out and be a part of a family tradition by showing your support for the annual Walking Horse National Celebration. For ticket and box seat information, call 931-684-5915.
Welcome back. I am so blessed today to have with me from the Coffee County Senior Center here in Tullahoma, Howard Wright and Karen LePage. And you guys are here with some beautiful crafts, and we're going to talk about a craft show, the first annual, coming up at the Senior Center at 410, is that right?
410 North Collins.
North Collins Street. And I'd like for you to get familiar with that place, and hopefully you'll be willing to come and help out. When is this?
November 1st.
And second.
And second.
And second.
And that's Friday from, I got that down,
1 to 5.
And Saturday from 9 to 4.
That's correct.
And since this is the first time you've done one, we want to familiarize the people with what sort of things you're going to show. And it's basically about Christmas and Thanksgiving, because that's our holiday season right on us.
Right.
I can't believe it.
Right.
Leaves are falling, it's time. So, Howard, let's start with you. Some of the items that you'll be selling.
Well, I do wood turning, and this is a bowl made out of native wild black cherry.
Wild black cherry.
Yes,
that's beautiful.
From one of the woods around this area. A friend gave me the log, and that's one of the many bowls I turned from it. This is a vase made out of wood also. However, I floor painted the outside of it to make it more attractive.
An odd assortment of colors, and I'm sure it would take a half a day to tell me how in the world you got that done. But I truly appreciate it. And you also do ornaments, and these are wood, right?
These are tree ornaments for the Christmas tree.
They're sturdy, they're strong.
Yep, the
That one rings.
children can take them off the tree and play with them, and they will not break.
That one's pretty
They, I make them in an assortment of shapes.
Well, they're absolutely beautiful, and I'm sure you'll have a lot more.
Oh my!
You have to go home and get busy.
Yes.
And Karen, let's talk about some of the items. These are obviously some of the items right here in front of me, but before we talk about that, let's talk about how you all are going to try to put some to construct the items
Correct. Correct.
And what all do you need? Some of the
we
things.
have a whole list of things.
There it is.
Yes.
I just happen to have it written down.
It's everything from wired ribbon to jingle bells, wreaths, mesh, wire baskets, little toy trucks, lanterns.
Artificial flowers.
Artificial flowers.
And
anything that you can think of that we might be able to put together.
Put in a wreath or put in something to go on the door.
To do arrangements.
Right.
We'll do large vases.
And so are the seniors going to do this themselves?
We're going to do this ourselves,
And
yes.
Is there a certain time of week you're going to meet?
We are going to meet as often as we possibly can.
Okay, and where will you meet?
At the Senior Citizen Center.
In what room?
We don't know yet.
You don't know
Probably
yet,
empty.
okay.
Whatever room is empty at the time.
That you'll have your stuff and you will...
We'll be doing some spray painting.
Oh, paint. I think you wanted
yes,
spray paint.
we want spray paint.
Reds and yellows and greens.
and
bright,
cream.
Bright colored
Right.
gold, silver.
Orange for,
So
Halloween
if anybody
will
wants
be gone,
to donate,
but
I think you bring it by the center and
Yes.
drop it off. And
Anytime.
they want good stuff.
Yes.
They don't want stuff that's worn out
Right.
and used and needs to be thrown away. So that's
Yep.
important.
Yep.
Who made all this?
All of this, most of this was made by one particular crafter.
That's
Her name is
beautiful.
Pat, and she does wonderful work.
Little baby hat.
One of the most unique things that I find is this little thing. All it is, it's an air freshener for your car. You put a dryer sheet in it, tie the knots back up or the bow back up, put it in your car, and you've got
And
a
it
great air
smells good?
conditioner. Yeah.
What a cool idea.
And
It's
it's
just
so
an air
neat.
freshener.
That's all it is, yep.
You're right. And it'll smell up things.
Yes.
And if you got a dog you've been hauling around, you're going to love this.
That's right. And we've got, these are a couple of pocket books that she made, little
Cute.
purses.
A black one.
And then the red and brown one. Very unique.
That is cute.
Hats, of course, they're baby hats to larger hats.
So, I mean, most of you know what crafts are, and anything that you would like to come and sell, I believe they're going to be renting spaces.
Right. If we have crafters who want to rent a space, it's $20 for the table for both days.
And you bring your own
They
stuff,
bring their own
set it
stuff,
up.
Right. And their only cost is the $20.
Now, the question is, do they get all the money?
They can. Now,
Or-
of course, we would love to have them
If they would
donate
like
some
to
of their
donate
proceeds.
some of their proceeds
Right.
would be nice.
But that's not a requirement.
Okay.
That's not
So
a requirement at
you
all.
don't know how, probably have no idea how many booths you can sell.
No, we've got a very
You'll
large center.
sell till you run out
That's
of
right.
space.
And we've got a lot of tables.
I understand we have about 15 booths to sell.
Oh,
and that
okay.
is
At least
that is
15.
the center's only income from this event.
I think that's
Right.
important that we get this across. We're a small town. We're not
Absolutely.
a town with 5 million people that can
Right.
give a lot of money. So the senior center sort of operates
A lot on donations.
A lot on donations, and it's real important. And there's a phone number. If you ever want more information about what we're talking about, write it down and go around your house. You're going to find all kind of things that you don't actually need that you could donate. I was looking in my cabinet, and I can't tell you how many cups I have. When I was a teacher.
Exactly.
I mean, how many cups can you use? But they might be useful to sell, so I will
Well, we
dig
can
those
always
out.
do little arrangements in those.
Right.
You know,
Candies and goodies and make a pretty
And
little gift.
We've got some of the members that are going to be bringing pine cones in.
Oh, I have a yard full.
They're beautiful because we're going to be spray painting
them
using
silver.
them
They're
for wreaths as
really
well as
pretty.
arrangements.
Great. I think that there are so many things that would be beautiful there, and so many people have a lot of stuff that they'd be delighted to
Absolutely.
donate.
Old jewelry is another thing.
Yeah.
You know, because we can take
Oh,
that
you can
jewelry
take those apart and make something
put it
really
in
pretty.
wreaths or and put it in the flower arrangements.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought about old jewelry.
Yeah.
We all have a lot of old jewelry.
I do. That's going to be one of my
Yeah.
donations.
I know my kids don't want it. They don't want anything I've got, so I might as well get rid of it.
Yeah.
I want to encourage you to also join up to the Senior Center. There's, what, 50 and over?
Yes.
That's the
Right.
age limit for belonging to the Senior Center and being helpful in helping keep it alive and well here in our town. Now, we want to review quickly about the craft fair. That is November 1st and 2nd. That's pretty easy dates to remember.
Very easy.
But before that time, they've got to start collecting all this stuff
Right.
and putting it together and making it beautiful for the season. Any last words you want to say, Howard?
No, I just know that it's a worthwhile endeavor, and it's about one of the only ways we've come up with recently to make money for the
I know
center.
that you're a new member to the Senior
I've only been
Center.
there 1 year.
And how do you feel about it?
I love it. There's
It's
a lot
great.
of activities that I cannot or do not participate in, but many other members
All
do.
kinds of things going on. Miss
Mhm.
Vicki is to be congratulated.
Absolutely.
Karen, we're running out of time, but we're not running out of love for our Senior Center here in Tullahoma. We hope to see you at the craft fair on November 1 and 2. Thank you. We'll be back.
The wait is finally over. The all-new redesigned Ford Ranger is back at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma. Stop and test drive one today at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma on Highway 55, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
Ah, the glory days. Running to daylight on the gridiron and chasing a ball with a mind of its own. Cheering the team to victory and marching to the beat of your own drum. Memories that last a lifetime. But sometimes we're reminded of our glory days in ways we'd rather forget. Get back in the game.
The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live and play well.
Cool off at Southern Middle Tennessee's newest water park, Tullahoma's Splash Island. Fun for all ages. 3 25-foot water slides, lazy river, fun water features for toddlers, tasty food items available. All this and more, only $5 from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. or 4 to 9 p.m. Sundays, 1 to 6. Join the fun at Tullahoma's Splash Island.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
I want to talk to you just a little bit about Travis LeDoit, who is an Elvis Presley impersonator. He'll be doing the early years of Elvis on October 5th at South Jackson Civic Center as one of our performing arts series, which I bring in. We have a lot of things going on in this series, so we hope you'll get a load of Travis right now.
I got a love. I'm all shook up, put upon it. I return to sender, address unknown. No such person, well, no such zone. And you see it once, you never
truly amazing. He's the best tribute artist I've ever seen. Now, I can't go see other people because I have to compare them to Travis, and they do not measure up. He is so spontaneous, it does not look like he has to even rehearse. I know that sounds bad, but it's just like it's the most natural thing in the world for him to get up there and do that. And he always makes me cry because I think about Elvis, and you look at him, and he always makes me cry. And he's the sweetest man in the whole world.
When I saw the show, amazing. Love it. Love him. Great.
You guys do an awesome job. We're so thankful for you. You bring a lot of smiles to a lot of people. Thank you.
Loved it. Best show I've ever seen. Love it. Always a great time.
It was a fantastic show, as always. He's one of a kind, and you will never be disappointed. It's Travis.
That's really good. I kind of cried a little bit. Don't tell anybody. It was fun.
Wonderful.
This is our second show. We've seen him days in a row.
He was one of the greatest impersonators I have ever seen in my life. I just wanted to get up and dance.
I loved it. I loved it very, very much.
Here, but it was awesome.
Amazing. Best I've seen.
Very exciting. I've seen him on Raw Caribbean, and so I came and brought my friends to see him tonight. It's great.
We came all the way from Dallas to see him, and he was fabulous. We loved the show. Fabulous show. We'll come again. Anytime, anywhere.
It was a great concert. Enjoyed it. I thought the show was absolutely amazing. One of his best, and we keep coming back for more, and he keeps giving it.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Love it.
This show was really great. He was very expressive, and it was really fun to see him interact with everyone. And I had so much fun.
It's always so great.
Yes, it is. And I always take the set list.
He rocks and rolls, and I thoroughly enjoy. Thank you. Love him.
He put on a really good show. He does things so much like Elvis would do, I think, from the movies and stuff I watch. He laughs, he tells jokes, he sings really good. He does a great show.
He's perfect.
Hey, he's awesome, and he makes me wanna do this.
I like being at the camera down there.
Well, it makes my leg want to move. He's really good though.
Show me it. All right.
From his looks to his moves, his voice, fantastic.
All right.
He was awesome, and I love him, and I can't wait to see him in Lawton.
All right.
I was here last January, and I couldn't wait for him to come back. I'm with a group of ladies, and everyone thoroughly enjoyed him. Your group is terrific.
We had a fantastic time at Mad Life listening to Elvis. It was a great night. Great job.
Loved it. We loved it.
So fun.
It was very fun.
His voice is fabulous.
I thought it was wonderful. You did a good job. Loved your music too.
Outstanding. My favorite show.
Great.
And he looks just like him. He has all the mannerisms and the sound and everything. And it was a wonderful show. Very entertaining.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun. This is terrific. Thank you.
I love the show. It was wonderful. The band was great. Great entertainer. You'll be entertained all night. Thank you.
I just want to say that this was probably one of the most outstanding evenings of Elvis I've had in a long time.
I thought the show was phenomenal. Brought back beautiful memories. Beautiful memories.
Great job, guys. Enjoy it.
You did a great job of performing.
What I thought of the show? It was awesome. It was wonderful, and I'm a big fan.
Love the show. I thought it was great.
Say it was awesome. So we loved it. He's being shy. It was great.
Thank you.
Ready to see him again.
What's that? It was a great show. We loved it. Knew all the words. So did he.
I thought the show was awesome. First time I've seen it, but I'll come back every time.
I thought it was fantastic. You all did a great job.
We loved it. We loved it. It was very, very good. And we've seen other Elvis people performing in Elvis' songs, and he did a great job.
Y'all were fabulous. Thank you. We had a great time.
Oh, I loved it. It was awesome. Need to come see him.
Always great.
Woo! best of the best. Travis rocks!
The show was amazing and wonderful as always. He's perfect.
He was amazing tonight as always, and he keeps getting better and better every time.
Oh, it's great, man. Greatest Elvis ever.
It's time for every family and business in Tullahoma to go green and recycle. Tullahoma Public Works makes it simple and easy to recycle. Just place your recyclable materials, paper, plastic, aluminum, and cardboard beside your garbage container on the same day your garbage is picked up. Your recycled materials don't have to be in a fancy container. Recycling is not only the right thing to do, it makes sense. Recycling pays. Paying to bury our garbage costs each of us. Please do your part. Let's go green, Tullahoma, and recycle.
Hi, I'm Cindy.
And I'm Jacob. I'm the Rooster.
And I'm the Red Mane. And we would like to welcome you to
Roosterwear.
Yes, Roosterwear is a cottage industry producing accessories for men, women, children, babies, and pets. All items are hand cut and sewn locally. Roosterwear specializes in bow ties, pocket squares, scarves, cufflinks, neckties, and aprons of all sizes for all ages. Baby products include onesies, diaper covers, bibs, and burp pads. All bow ties, tie it yourself or pre-tied, come with an adjustable neckband. All products can be made with a material of your choice, as special orders are available upon request. Don't be standing back looking at fashion. Create your own with Roosterwear.
Come visit us at
roosterandredmaiden.com
to find our handcrafted designs for
the cock of the walk.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back and we're doing one of my favorite things. We've got the Dog of the Month from the Tullahoma shelter down here, and this is Azalea.
Hi there.
Tell us about Azalea.
Well, she's a female at about 3 years old. You may have seen her posted on our pet finder as the mother of 3 puppies we've already had adopted. She's been in a foster home for about three months now. And we recently got some inquiries on her, and we're hoping that she'll be placed pretty soon. But I know she's still available, so if you're interested, she's a fantastic dog. You can tell she's the perfect size. She's a German Shepherd Corgi mix.
A German Shepherd and what?
Corgi mix.
Corgi?
Corgi.
Corgi. What's a corgi?
Like the queen.
Those with like the big ears, like they're like cute little small dogs.
You're a corgi? Huh? You a corgi? We were talking about her toenails. I said she looks like she needs her toenails clipped, and I asked her what color she wanted them painted, pink, or is she a UT fan? She said she's a UT fan. She wants her toenails orange. So I hope you Alabama folks out there don't mind that, but if you do, which Corgi doesn't care, Azalea doesn't care.
So we got plenty of UT fans that'll take her, so I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, probably so, probably so. You said that the puppies were already adopted. So were they adopted out of the home she's in, that she was in?
Right. We tend to put all of our dogs that are mothers or and nursing puppies in a foster home until they hit 8 weeks. And then once they've matured, they're we let them out for adoption, and then puppies are in pretty high demand, so they were adopted probably within about a week of being available.
So this is all through your shelter and your facility down there. You put them in. That's pretty cool. You put them in a foster home to have their puppies.
Yes.
Right,
absolutely.
and then when the puppies get 8 weeks old, you bring them back, and then they're pretty much gone pretty quickly.
Oh, they stay at the foster home too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but we post it on Facebook, and everyone finds out about it, and they're pretty quick to send us inquiries.
Go find out about that. So, your new facility, how you like it?
Oh, I love it. It's got so much space for the dogs. We're able to hold about 36 dogs in there now, and it's beautiful, clean facility with a kind of automatic cleaning system and everything like that. So I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
So.
And if someone, I always say this, you can adopt an animal. If you don't want to do that, if you have animals and love animals, if you want to do something for them, bring a dog bowl down there. Bring 10 bags of dog food.
Right.
There's other things that people can do other than adopt to help you do your job better.
Sure.
What else might you need?
Sure, I'll mention some specifics. Dog food definitely is very helpful. Thanks to you guys in the community, we haven't had to actually buy any recently. That's because of you guys, though. Toys, dog bowls, leashes, collars. Every dog gets a collar and a leash, and a dog bed if a dog bed is available. So if we can't use what we've been giving it to people that adopt with us, because we want to make sure our dogs that are our family members have the best life possible in their new home. So those are all very helpful things.
So sure. what explain to me, because
sure.
What is a dog bed? Can that just be a big pillow?
It can be. Obviously, relative to the size of the dog is what it would help with. But and already clean, maybe gently used, possibly. We tend to wash everything and bleach and everything when it comes in for the safety of the dogs to make sure it's all reusable and everything. But we also have some cases and such that we can actually put some of the pillows you donate and put it make into a bigger dog bed too. So
it doesn't necessarily have to come in a wicker basket.
Exactly
it can be a, I remember looking at one of those LL Bean catalogs or something, and they had dog beds, and they were just big, specifically covered pillows that were, most of them were round or something that the dog could identify as theirs, and they were made out of a tougher fabric.
Right.
Than something you'd put on a bed pillow. There are a lot of times they're made out of canvas or some tougher fabric.
Right.
So, anything like that, folks, that you feel not pressured but want to do to help our facility down there, be more than happy to do it. And these folks, they'd love to see you come in. And what about? Do you have visiting hours?
We do. Between the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. for Monday through Friday, and then on Saturday, 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Now the best hours if you want to volunteer are going to be between 9 a.m. and noon. Our shelter attendant's there during those hours, and her name's Taylor Miner. She's fantastic. She'll work with you and she'll show you what to do. And basically a lot of things that we need help with is definitely getting the dogs out and to walk with them and play with them and socialize them to keep them happy, right? And then also help with bathing and grooming.
But if somebody had a young child and they just wanted their child to have a little tutorial on dogs and go, they can just come down there to your facility with their children and walk and just look, not necessarily adopt, but just let their children be familiar with the different breeds of animals and stuff like that?
Absolutely. So we love our dogs, so we love talking about them.
Oh, I'm sure.
Quite a few times we've actually had classes come in there and we've done
that's wonderful.
And educated and stuff like that. They set appointments and everything for that, but yeah.
So if you're a kindergarten teacher or Sunday school teacher or any kind of teacher at all, Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, Cub Scouts, have a group of people that you're looking for an educational opportunity, you can find that at the Tullahoma Dog Shelter.
Right. Yeah, give us a call at
That's
that number
pretty
down
cool.
below there for that.
That's pretty cool, dude. And you've been there now how long?
I've been here since March.
Since March, and you're enjoying it.
It's
Obviously,
you're
enjoying
it. I mean, how can you not, right?
Yeah, really, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate you being here. Know that you're always welcome.
Thank
and
you.
Azalea, I hope you find a new home real soon. Yeah, thank you very much. I love you too. Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one!
Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
People in TV land, thank you, camera lady and camera gentlemen, putting a good, sharp, clear, colorful picture on the screen. Nice to be here, right smack in the middle of the month, August the 15th. And I tell you right now, what a wonderful community we have, and good music, and that's kind of hard act to follow. It makes me want to get the old drumsticks out and play again. Maybe sometime we can do that and have a live show, maybe a one-man drum solo. Now, wouldn't that be something? Beat those skins, I tell you right now. But you know, it's been wonderful. And the upcoming South Jackson Goes Country, what a wonderful production that is. Always have a wonderful, wonderful performance. And I think the performers have as much fun as the audience does, because they do their thing, because they love to do it, and it's a real, real treat. Shifting a little bit, I was asked not long ago about some of the old-time Tullahoma carpenters and bricklayers, and switching from music to construction brings back a lot of thoughts from way back in our community. And we mentioned some of the building products companies that were here for so many years, like Frank McDowell's and Builder Supply and E.E. Duckworth and Phil Camel, that supplied building products for so many years here in Tullahoma. And some of the products a lot of folks have forgotten about, and it's new to them, but the memory is there about the early days. You know, concrete blocks weren't even thought of until probably in the early 40s, and they started using those. Prior to that, of course, there were bricks, and even prior to bricks that were brought in, the Tullahoma Brickyard that was out in the neighborhood of Mike Thompson's automobile agency there, and they made bricks at the Tullahoma Brickyard for many years, and many times as homes or places are raised, the Tullahoma brick comes to the surface, and they're a real antique and a great souvenir of Tullahoma. But anyway, the foundations and footings were concrete, made out of cement and gravel and sand, as were the sidewalks in the beginning. And homes, some of the earlier homes had log floor joists and rough 2x16 oak flooring floor joists, as well as some of the ceilings and attics. The floors were made of those big rough floor joists. Now, as time went on, most of the homes were built were wooden lap siding, and as time went on too, back in the 30s and 40s, there was asbestos siding for homes and buildings. Metal buildings came in the late 40s, metal warehouses and metal barns and metal garages. Prior to that, though, they were either wooden, mostly wooden, and a lot of the old garages were just made out of that old oak planks. And as time went on, there was a crab orchard stone that came out of East Tennessee, and then many people wonder about a product called Permastone. Mr. Lloyd Enlow was the distributor for Permastone in many businesses, but mostly residences were built with, and they were preformed pieces of varied colors, gold and brown and tan and real dark gray Permastone that was used. It was a real good product and real strong. And then comes so many homes in recent years that would deteriorate have put plastic or aluminum siding, and they're so much better and durable and paint saving, and some of the beautiful ones that have been, and they're available in different colors too that they weren't in the past to make good. And roofs, you notice the vertical tin roofs now of green, dark green and dark red that are so nice. And used to be shingles, tar paper, wooden shingles, but they became so expensive and didn't last like they do now. But there's a wonderful technology that has given our buildings so much more durability and saving on wear and tear and weather. And we sure do thank you for watching. And this is not the end of the story, because there's a lot more to come. And one of the things in the subject in the future, somebody asked me if I ever knew Poe Cross. I said, well, sure, I knew Poe Cross. He was the publisher and editor of the old Tullahoma Guardian for many years, and we're going to do a story on him in the near future. We sure do thank you for watching, and everyone have a real good day.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is the paint. Uh-oh. I just knocked a tree over. This is the paint doctor. I got the color wheel. Now, you know what a color wheel is? It is the wheel at the paint works where you pick all your colors to paint your room. It could be a multicolored beard. It could be a underarm fan. You never can tell. One thing we do know is that it's time to paint. You know, you can make your wife very happy if you go to your house and paint some rooms, or you paint the outside of the house, the inside of the house. It makes them feel very good because you work hard for them, and they like that. All women like to see their man sweat, you know? They do. Honeydew is what they do. And you get to do it too. So you go to the paint works at 1960 North Washington Street, and you see David Ikonen over there, and he's the real paint doctor. He fix you up with color. It's so nice when the color is right. Go to Paintworks today. Martin Senor. See? Martin Senor. Right there. Martin Senor at the Paintworks. Bye, and we see you next time. I'm burning up.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Okay, so what would you bring to my company?
What do you need?
I need problem-solving skills.
I got through high school without a car, a phone, or a computer.
No college degree, though.
Not yet, but life's taught me a lot, and I'm ready for more.
Well, you're not the typical kind of candidate that I hire. But you are exactly what I'm looking for.
Your company could be missing out on the candidates it needs most. Learn how to find a great pool of untapped talent at gradsoflife.org.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family, caring for your family since 1932.
If you want to be a parent, it doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Let me tell you about the toughest guy on earth. He does the work of 2 jobs, but only gets paid for one. He's tough enough to feed the man that gave him a lifetime of nourishment. He has the crazy strength to lift the man that raised him up without even flinching. That's right. No employee of the month bonus check here. This guy, no. This warrior will always be by his father's side, even if his dad will hardly remember. Good luck finding a gym to train for that. If this guy isn't the toughest guy on the planet, then I don't know who is. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Is this the year you want to get fit? If so, check out just some of the things Tullahoma Parks and Rec has to offer. Kickboxing, aerobics, silver sneakers workouts, swim lessons, boot camp, water aerobics, basketball, Zumba, yoga, pickleball, lap swimming, treadmill, karate. Get fit, Tullahoma, and have some fun with Tullahoma Parks and Rec.
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
We're scrambling right here. My girl Peggy's got some information for us.
I've got some information for you about the Performing Arts Center series at South Jackson Civic Center. And we showed a little bit of Travis LaDoit, the tribute to the King about Elvis, which is coming in October. But coming in September, the 14th, we have the Oldies Show, the Ultimate Oldies Show. And we're going to show a little clip on that right now.
That's Jamie Harden.
That's Jamie Harden, and I'm telling
Fuzz.
you. That's right.
Oh, man, they put on a great show.
They put on a great show, and at some point I'll tell you about the whole series, because you can come to the whole entire series for $70.
Really?
Which is a good deal, yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a great deal, but
Anyway,
let's go to the Oldies Show.
The first one is the Oldies, and that's September 14th. Okay, and then this next one is Serenata. They're coming November 15th, and they are a Latin ensemble.
Dance or music?
It's music, and it's a lot of Latin music that is great for ballroom dancers or any kind of dancers, and we're going to show a little clip of Serenata.
Lucy, I'm home.
No sé decirte cómo fue. explicarme qué pasó, pero de ti me enamoré, pero de ti me enamoré, pero de ti me enamoré.
That's
what do you
strong.
think?
Oh, I think it's great.
I hope that the community will come out for these performing arts series, because we have some great talent coming in. In October on the 19th, I have a storyteller coming, and he did not make our brochure, but he's coming from New York City.
I want to come to. Can I come to
I
that?
hope you will. And he's
That's
fabulous.
what, October the 19th?
October the 19th, and it's an evening thing at 7 o'clock. It'll be about an hour and a half. He'll only do 20 to 25 people, so it's a very personal storytelling thing. Event. Not a
now,
thing. It's an event.
Is he going to just tell a story, or is he going? Will this be a teaching experience?
It's a teaching experience as well as a telling. People will be allowed to tell. I mean, it's a proven fact that PTSD patients, for one, if they tell their stories to each other, it helps to improve their mental capacity and their ability to deal in real life. And Mark is not only is he a storyteller, he's a dancer. He's New York City. I wish I'd have brought all the information I have on him. But if you go on the website, you can find out. That's in October. We have time. But
we have a month.
He's a fabulous entertainer, as well as, I call him a teacher, because he teaches storytelling, and it's hard to understand how important that is.
Well, it's the, for years and years and years, and I'll just mention our friend Kara Kemp.
Yeah,
will she come to that? Hopefully,
I think she'll come and be part of it.
Yeah,
yes.
I hope she will. But you look back, and it's funny how you see a lot of these big movies on television, and I remember the one about the Planet of the Apes, and this one group, and it's about the telling.
The telling of the
telling,
story.
and they call it, well, it's time for the telling. And they go and they sit, and the families get around. And for generations, and a lot of the stuff that about like ancient aliens and stuff like that, there's tribes down in Mexico and out west who tell stories. Their whole history is told through storytelling.
In stories, and I think we've kind of stopped doing that, which is sad, because people are so busy on the internet or on their cell phone or iPad or whatever, that they're not sitting down and listening to their elders tell their stories.
Right.
And it's really important, because to know where you came from and what it is that rules your thought processes and your attitudes toward life, I just think it's really important. So take time to tell a story.
Well, and our Native Americans still do that.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing about it is most of those cultures. Y'all gonna keep screaming back there? They always tell us to be quiet, and they're back there having a fist fight. All of our older cultures, they had about 2 or 3 things they had to accomplish during the day. They had to make sure they had something to eat.
Right.
They had to make sure they had something to put on themselves, be it a wool blanket or a skin.
Goat skin.
And they had to make sure they had, once they found out about fire, kept a fire going.
Keep it going.
And kept a roof over their head. And the rest of the time was spent sharing their culture. With their children and their experiences,
and pushing it forward.
And then it got to where it's written on rocks.
Right.
And there's drawings and paintings and stuff on rocks that tell these stories. And we just don't do that anymore. We don't listen. We don't take time to listen.
We don't write letters.
I don't think. No, we don't write letters. I don't think our government cares. Not just the government, but society doesn't really care if we learn that much history or not.
Right.
Because history gives you power. And
I think
people in control don't want you to have power.
And we need
they don't
to
want you to
remember
know
our
how to do a revolution.
Right.
You know? But history gives you power, and it teaches you lessons of how we came from a cave and got to where we are right now. So tell your stories. It's very important.
Anyway, that's on October 19th, and I hope some people will be interested. And it's $20 a person. Maybe it's 2 hours and a half, but it's $20 a person for this wonderful experience with a New York person. And I failed to mention that part of our performing arts series, we have Becky Buller, and she's coming in the spring.
Oh, wonderful.
Becky's coming
The
March
Bexter.
7th. The Bexter, she's bringing her full band.
That's great.
And I just think she's sensational.
She's one of the most talented people I've ever been around.
She really is. And
Phenomenal.
watching her over the years.
She's a comic
since
book
she came
character,
to-
man.
since she came to-
Superhero.
She really is.
She's prime time.
I mean,
that girl is
the
prime time.
awards that she's been getting lately
Oh
are
yeah,
just
well
over
she's
the top.
won Grammys. She's won it all. She's won it all.
Best fiddler.
First
best,
female to ever win Instrumentalist of the Year.
and I
ever.
think that's amazing. It really is.
Oh, it's incredible. Now you talk about equal pay for equal work. That bluegrass was an old man's business for
Right.
a long
I don't know if you
time.
caught this on Facebook, but there was a picture of her mom and dad, and they were both doing music.
Oh, yeah.
Father was playing guitar, and the mom, I believe,
Yeah.
was on the fiddle, I think. But I thought, wow, what a heritage she has.
Well, and see, they did that up in Minnesota.
And she moved
And
to
she came
Tennessee.
to East Tennessee State because that's the only place she could find in the United States where she could get a diploma, get a degree
in
bluegrass music.
And that speaks well for East Tennessee
Oh,
State.
yeah, yeah.
Because I'm not even sure everybody knows that.
And the man, the professor, Dan, who is in charge of that program at East Tennessee State, is her rhythm guitar player.
Oh, is he
Yeah,
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can
mean,
see
that's
why.
how good she is. The guy who teaches the classes that you graduate from East Tennessee State in bluegrass is her rhythm player.
Rhythm player.
Yeah. And sings harmony and everything. Oh, he's incredible.
And he's a smart man.
Yeah, he's a
because
smart
he
man.
knows talent when he sees it.
Oh, sure he does. Sure he
Because she
does.
was obviously gifted. But not only gifted, she was determined. She rehearsed. I'm sure there's hours and hours of rehearsal to get to where she is.
And I asked her one day, she was in there and she picked up a banjo and she started playing a banjo and then she picked up a flat top guitar. And I said, wait a minute. I mean, she has her own banjo. There's a company that makes the Becky Buller.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
The Becky Buller banjo.
Banjo, yeah.
That's
And
cute.
I said,
Becky Buller
does
banjo.
everybody in bluegrass do this? And she said, oh, yeah, bluegrass is not like others. See, if you want to play, you got to play everything.
You got to play everything.
You never can tell. You want to get on stage, they might need a fiddle player. They might need a banjo player. We don't make the money that country and all these other genres
in
make.
my head, bluegrass is to country like jazz is to, say, pop music.
Right.
It's the epitome of great showmanship and talent. And
but not
certainly-
monetarily as
Right, not as, you don't make as much
rewarding.
money, right.
Yeah, so,
But
hey, we're going to end this show right now, but what I
time to
want to
go?
tell, I spent the weekend with a young second cousin and 11 years old, and you old cats out there, take time to listen to their stories, because if you listen to theirs, they'll listen to yours.
That's right.
We'll see you next time.